Hey, movie club. So I'm doing a movie review for the DeFranco movie club, Tommy Boy. My second favorite all-time comedy and my favorite Chris Farley movie, Tommy Boy. I like this movie though. You have the late Chris Farley, who pretty much lives in this small town though, Sandusky, Ohio, or wherever it is in Ohio, and his family owns a company that sells brake pads, Callahan Auto. And pretty much Tommy, biggest clown, goofs around a lot, got a D plus just to pass college, overall. And after college, he's like, well, what should I do? How about, take over, father's business? And Brian Knight, the actor who plays Tommy's father, Tom, the big Tom, he meets this beautiful lady who he thinks is his wife, which in fact she's not. She's a con artist, which with her fake son, which is her husband, they pretty much in a way, try to, get money off them because they have a lot of money. Well, let's see. He gets married, dies, has a heart attack. Now Tommy's left with, alright, you got a company, and they got to sell 500,000 brake pads in a certain time, or else they got to sell it to another company. Solinsky, Auto Parts King, Dan Aykroyd, who's also in this movie, very good. Pretty much, Tommy and his his old buddy of his from school, Richard, who's played by David Spade, goes with him on this journey, and they find out that they're complete opposites and they don't like each other. But it comes to a point in the movie where they fight. Richard beats Tommy up, swings him, and then he has like a mark in his head. And he finds out he's in his diner, and he's not book smart. He's way off. However, street smart, how to talk to people. And he found out that convincing a waiter to heat up the the oven, like to get the chicken wings going, that's a good way to sell. Though you got to find out what people want to hear, so you can sell them what you have, so they're not selling you. Which Tommy had a difficult time at first, as him and Richard were going on the road, and they do great, and they do awesome, and they get the deadline. However, when I said in the beginning that Tommy's father married this woman who had supposedly her son, which is her husband, was like, I'm not gonna let that happen. So of course he tried multiple attempts to stop him, failed. However, he did manage to get in the computer of this girl named Michelle, who's Tommy's love interest in the movie. Screw all things up. After the trip, they come out, they're like, oh yeah, everything's blah 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 blah, by tomorrow we all gotta sell to Zelensky. And Tommy and Richard are like, well, what are we gonna do? Gotta fly to Chicago. Fly to Chicago. Have to get through security with, flamethrowers and stuff around his neck, thinking it's a bomb. And yeah, he pretty much saves the day. What I like about this movie, yeah, I know I pretty much said the whole entire movie. What I like about it is, though, how Tommy's character changes from being a D plus student to owning his father's business, who pretty much that small business runs the town. And it's the moral of the story is, if you put your mind to it, you don't give up, and you could actually try and go for it, hey, it could happen. And that was it. I can't really say anything bad for the movie except that Chris Farley's not here. He's been dead for almost 14 years. But Other than that, yeah, go see it. It's a good movie. Good movie. And good choice, Phil. Very good choice. And this is a long review. But I had to get all this stuff out of the way, you know?